Hey guys, SuperCoach here. Today in this video I'm going to be giving you guys a recap of opening round. I didn't really upload anything on the Amy Community Series matches because I don't think you can look too much into that. But yeah, I think opening round is something really big that you're going to learn a lot out of. So let's get straight into this. Go by SuperCoach. Sydney versus Hawthorn. This is actually a pretty good game up until the last quarter where it got a bit dead. Hawthorn just sort of kicked away and solidified the game. But apart from that, it was not a bad game. Yeah, Hawks look good. Hawks look really good. Their defense looks great. Their forward line looks alright. Watson and Guinea were terrible, but apart from that, they look great. The Hawks. Swans looked average, if I'm being honest, very average. But who cares about that? Let's just get straight into the SuperCoach now. Matt Roberts, leading scorer for Sydney, and just because of this game, I think I'm going to pick him. And the thing that was most convincing to me with this game was that this guy only got like, one or two kickouts, and he still scored 124 SuperCoach. 20 kicks, 6 handballs, and didn't even have the best efficiency. He had 76% efficiency, which isn't that great for a halfback, but he still had 124 SuperCoach. That just like convinced me, man. It was like, imagine if his efficiency is like 90% and he gets like 4 more kick-ins, gets 30 disposals. This would have been a massive like 140, 150 score. So I think Roberts needs to be heavily considered. I've got him in my team at the moment, and I think I'm going to start with him. Also, after this review, I'm probably going to give you guys my final team review. I don't know whether it's final yet. Like, I'll probably make some last-minute changes, but I'll show you guys what I'm thinking in a second. And we got Blakey. Yeah, he looked good. He looked pretty shit in the first half, and in the second half, he was just kicking away and started doing lizard things. He got more kickouts than Roberts, but I still feel like Roberts was sort of that main guy half back, and Blakey was just sort of like the run and dash off the ground, up the ground. But yeah, he looks okay. It'd be a bit of a daring pick, but personally, I wouldn't go there. Chad Warner, 115, looks set for a big year. I think he could do big things. Maybe pull a few Brownlow votes, but it wasn't astounding. Actually, it was probably the best on ground for Sydney, to be honest. Chad Warner. So yeah, he had a great game. 115 SuperCoach. Probably wouldn't look at him as a SuperCoach pick just because he gets too much forward time. But yeah, Isaac Heaney looked pretty mid, to be honest. Like, had a lot of tackles, had a lot of handballs. What it was 71 disposal efficiency, 10 clangers. That's not very good. But 14 contested possessions, which bumps his score up. 105 iffy. At his price, I wouldn't be starting Heaney, especially with the buy and all that. Grundy looked very average. Don't get fooled by this 87. I feel like Grundy's sort of past it now. Yeah, he's still a hit-out machine. He played Meek, which gives up a lot of points to Ruckman, so I'm not surprised that he got 40 hit-outs. And yeah, I wouldn't go near Grundy. I feel like his time's sort of up. Rowbottom, yeah, it was okay, but not really relevant. Marty, not relevant. Wicks did look really good. You could look into him, but I feel like he's going to be playing more of a lockdown defense role rather than burst off halfback. But he did look really good. Like, from a Sydney perspective, Sam Wicks was great. Like, I feel like he'll be a regular in that back line for the rest of the season. Who else? Ben Patton. I'm picking him as of now. His role's going to be fucked as soon as Cunningham gets back in the team, but for now, I think I'll pick him. He had 35 DT, he had 67 SuperCoach. He was very effective with his touches. Like, when he got the ball, he didn't waste a possession. So, yeah, I was pretty happy with that with Ben Patton. I'm personally probably going to pick him. I don't know if I'm going to field him, but actually, I'll probably field him. I'll probably have to field him. Ben Patton. He looks really good. I got him in my team. Lloyd wouldn't touch. Plays lots of wing. Jordan, Tagger, yeah, whatever. Not really relevant. Melican, Papley, McCartan, Haywood, Florent. No one really. Sheldrick was massive on him. This one hurts because I was really confident in the Sheldrick pick. I thought he was going to be one of the best cash cows this season, but got injured and looked really shit when he was on the ground, if I'm being harsh. But yeah, he did look really poor. I wouldn't touch Sheldrick even if he does play next week. Hawthorn, Will Day, 148. Get him in your team. Don't get fooled by this guy's preseason. He's a lock. He is a lock. He was not trying in preseason, and instead of he's got way more much time on ground now. Not to mention they had a bit of an injury niggle early in that third quarter, which kept his game time a bit down. But they've replaced his time on the bench with forward time, and it resulted in 3 goals for Will Day. So I think it's going to be really damaging when he goes forward and in the midfield, and I think you'll see him pushing out these scores for a few more rounds to come and for the rest of the season. But the thing is with the tags for Will Day, he's got a few tags coming up. But I think with that forward time that he's going to be getting now, he can break through that, kick a couple goals, boost his score up a little, and still maybe notch in 100 or 90 while getting tagged, which is fine. But Will Day, he's a lock in my eyes. Lloyd Meek looked superb. I'm really considering him, but after the way DCAM went against GLBS, I'm just like, and I've been massive on DCAM this preseason. I just haven't had the balls to really go for him. But after that performance, I'm all for DCAM. So otherwise, I'd look at Meek probably, but yeah, 2 goals also bumped up his score. So maybe this was a bit of a boosted sort of game, but I feel like you can expect 105 to 110 from Meek this year, sort of the same as last year, maybe a little bit better. Scrimshaw, don't think he's really a super coach option, but he did play well. Nash, no. Amon looked really good, but still wouldn't go there. Mackenzie looked alright. Sicily got chucked in all sorts of position. Forget this score. He's a massive red flag. Sicily. He's been playing in all sorts of positions. He was named on the wing somehow. Played backline for a good bit of the match, and then chunked forward for basically for a bit of the third and the whole last quarter. So Sicily's a worry. Newcomb wouldn't touch. Moore wouldn't touch. The thing with Newcomb is that he only performs well when Day isn't in the team. That's one thing I've really noticed with Newcomb. He's not as damaging when Day's in the team. Moore, no one else really relevant. Watson just played a terrible game. Like, Supercoach aside, this guy was fucking awful. Sold a lot of multis, that's for sure. No one else really. Warple was doing really, really good. I think he had 52, not after the first quarter, but midway through the second. Then he got injured, but yeah, it's just unfortunate for him. So let's go to, where's it at? Why is it not gonna let me get to the other one now? GWS Collingwood. Alright. Finn Callahan. He would be a lock, except he has the buy before his price rise. So I'm probably going to suss it out for the first 2 games of the season. Hope he doesn't go too massive and bite me on the ass. They did play a very weak midfield in Collingwood, so yeah, maybe this score's a bit boosted. He also did kick 2 goals too. But he looked really, really good. I think he would be a lock if it wasn't for his buy being before his price change. That's why I haven't got him at the moment. I got Ashcroft over him, but I still might pick him over Ashcroft just based on how well he did this match. But I don't know. I'm not quite sure yet. I've got to look further into what I do with this pick, whether I get rid of Ashcroft for him or what I do. But yeah, he played fucking astounding. He's a beast, mate. He looks extremely good. I was like, when they gave that 17 million offer from St Kilda or whatever, I was like, Finn Callahan, really? Like, what do you see in that? Now I understand what they see in that. This guy looked like Bont, Cripps, and Tom Mitchell all combined into one. He looked bloody astounding today. So I see what the hype is surrounding Finn Callahan. I think he's in for a huge year. Sam Taylor, 139, kicked the fucking goal. The first goal of the game. Imagine betting on that. You would get a lot of money back. Yeah, looked really good, but again, not really a super coach option. Josh Kelly looked phenomenal, and he's someone that's probably gone under the radar, to be honest. Played lots and lots of midfield time. Had the 25 handballs and still he had 13 contested possessions, the most on the ground apart from Darcy Cameron, who was bloody incredible, not to mention that. We'll get to him later. Yeah, Josh Kelly could be a bit of a pod. If you're willing, if you're game, go Josh Kelly, but it is a very risky pick. Yeah, I think he's like 0% owned. So yeah, 0% owned. That's crazy. If you're really willing, go for it. But I personally wouldn't. Lockie Ash, 122. I think he's in for a big year. But I can't see myself fitting in a place for him. But I think he's definitely in for a big year. Whitfield, 111 looked well. Just looked like what we've seen from Whitfield in the past, except Ash is going to be taking more of that workload, I feel now. Ward, 99. Ward looked really good. He played on the wing, sort of, and he was everywhere. It was very inspirational. I like Callum Ward. If he's at, like, let's check what price Callum Ward is at. Oh, it's 417. I thought he was like 200. That's way too much for Callum Ward, but yeah, he did do good. Himmelberg did alright. Ware did pretty good. If he was a bit cheaper, I'd look into that. Connor Stone and James Leake. These are locked in rookies. Connor Stone looked really good in the first half, then was like a bit shit in the second half. Leake was the complete opposite. Looked shit in the first half and then went nuts in the second half. I'm very heavy on both of them. Yeah, I've personally got both of them in my team. I rate them both. Canelio was bloody terrible. I don't know what happened there. I think he played a lot of half forward, which is a bit annoying. Gruchevsky looked okay. But those aren't really super coach options. I'm just blabbing on now. Collingwood, Darcy Cameron, lock him into my team. I have been massive on this guy all bloody preseason. But I've never really had the balls to just like solidify him a spot in my team. Like I've always had Jerry over him. But after this performance, I'm like, yep, get in my team. Because like he did play against Lockie Keefe when Briggs went down, but I still think he was incredible. And if we look at his averages towards the back end of last year, I think he averaged like 110 to 115 after the bye. Or not after the bye, but like after the bye. So if he can keep that up, which I think he will, he's going to be a very good pick. If he could average 110 to 115, that I'll be more than happy with that. And I feel like he could have a very good start to the season because he's got a pretty good fixture for a ruck. Yeah, I'm definitely confident with this pick. I'm 90% sure I'm going to be starting him. 19 contested possessions was incredible. Hitouts, 37 hitouts, which was wonderful. 167 SuperCoach, 22 disposals. Fantastic game, Darcy Cameron. Welcome to my team. Josh Dacos played a bit of half back, which was interesting. Wouldn't go there though. Perryman, I think he's a lock. The only thing that kept him from having a really big one was his disposal efficiency today, and I feel like that was a part to just him having no one to kick to in Collingwood's forward line and Collingwood just being extremely shit today. But yeah, I still think he's a lock. He got 93 SuperCoach in a game where SuperCoach was pretty hard to come by against a strong GWS team. So yeah, I definitely think Perryman's still a lock. 93, he's got his break in by about 20 points, so that's perfect for me. Still think I'm going to pick him. Jack Crisp played wing-ish. I don't even know where he played. I'd forget about Jack Crisp. I want to look into that. Pinsky played pretty shit. Dacos tagged and then sort of injured. I don't know what it is with Dacos. Like I feel like he's starting to break through the tags, but he's just always getting injured whenever he gets tagged now. I don't know whether it's the other team, like Bedford, trying to injure him on something on purpose. I don't think it's that, but if it is that, it's a bit fucked up. But yeah, he just couldn't handle the tag today, sort of. So, and that calf issue did look a bit annoying and potentially bad for him. So, I'm not touching Dacos. I've got a different pod instead with Josh Dunkley. I think he's a super pod. 1% owned is crazy. Got a great fixture as well. But no one else would talk about. Membry was actually, he's just had a great defenders in Buckley and Taylor playing on him. So I don't blame him for playing entirely that bad. But 8 possessions and a goal. It's not dismal. It's alright. And I think that's pretty much all there is to talk about. Alright, now that that's done, let's jump into the team. So this is where I'm at the moment. And I'm pretty confident with everything here, except I might go Ashcroft to Callahan. But based on the buy, that he's got the buy before his price change, I think I can just suss it out for a couple more games. Out of Oliver, Day, Chera, Ashcroft, whoever does the worst out of those, I'll just offload them to Callahan. So I feel like that would be what I'd do. So let's start off. Sheasel in the back line, been a lock all preseason. I don't care what anyone says. He's 100% a lock. Nothing else to say. Jaden Short, I'm a bit less confident in this pick than I was earlier in the preseason, but I still think with Rioli gone and Richmond being completely shit, he will do pretty well in that back line and rack up the positives. So I think you can set him up for a 90 plus average. It's just a matter of whether I'm going to get the most out of that price. Well, I think I can get him to about 500k and then maybe upload him. So yeah, that's all we need. He's a stepping stone, Jaden Short. Like, I don't think he's going to be a keeper or anything. So if he can just deliver us a 95, 90, or 100 average, would be brilliant to start the season. And I can offload him to a better defender, that'd be perfect. And I think he'll be fine. I'm happy with Short. Matt Roberts, he's a lock after seeing what he did against Hawthorn. It was a high-scoring game for half-backs, but he didn't take like a single kick out. He took one kick out, so says a lot that what he can score if he got the kick outs and all that. So yeah, I'm picking Matt Roberts. Perryman, he's a lock. Played in a bloody thrashing against his own team. Had no forwards to kick to and still notched up a 93. Once his disposal efficiency's up a little bit and he's sort of Collingwood figure out their game plan a little bit better, he'll start exploding as well. And his break even is 77, so he'll go up like, actually can't calculate what he's going up because 2 games go into their price change or whatever. But yeah, he hit his break even, so that's fine for me. I think I'm going to start Perryman. His role looked great, and that's what you really look out for in this. Let's just check his CBAs. So I'm not sure whether he played good on the wing or had CBAs. So if he played good on the wing, then we might have to get rid of him. But centre bounce tendencies. Where are the CBAs? The hell are they? Okay, Collingwood. These CBAs. I don't know. I don't know where these CBAs are, but I'll look into it a bit later. If he played on the wing, then I'm probably going to get rid of him. If he didn't, then he's a lock. Patton, 67. Already talked about how he played in that game, but locked in with these 2 rookies, Patton and Leake. They looked pretty decent. 60's fine for them, and I think they can keep producing that outlet, the output. Reed and Trainer. Don't know much about. I think Trainer will go well, given that it's going to live in Richmond's defence. But yeah, and I think Reed's going to do well as well. I'm pretty confident with these guys. Dunkley, my super pod in the midfield, he is going to go nuts. Now that he doesn't have the bye, Neil is going to cop all the tags, and he's just going to feast. Because I mean, he's got Sydney, who they do tag, but whoever they don't tag, I still feel like goes off against them. They got West Coast, Geelong, and Richmond all back to back, which is a dream. And Bulldogs, who have an extremely weak midfield to start the season. Collingwood, St Kilda, Gold Coast first sort of hard matchup. North, Melbourne, Hawthorn, Essendon, Adelaide, all up until round 13. He has easy ass fixtures, easy ass games. The tag is going to go to Neil, and Dunkley is just going to fit. I could genuinely see Dunkley averaging 120 through the first 10 rounds. And I mean it when I say that. I feel like he could be a super pod. And let's check how his own percentage is. He is. Oh, how do I do this? Oh wait, I did rank to top 1%. 1% owned. That's crazy for Josh Dunkley. I feel like he's going to start the season like a house on fire, and he's going to be an absolute pod to start this season off. He's my weapon to start the season. Then we got Brayshaw. He's another one that I think is going to do really well. Similar to the Dunkley situation, Strong's going to start copping the tag, and Brayshaw's going to really explode. Yeah, like we saw Sarong cop the tags in these games later in the season, and look what Brayshaw started doing. Like he just went nuts. So I think we're going to be expecting more of that for Brayshaw to start the season. Could go to like a Petrarca or something, but I like Freo's fixture a little bit more than I like Melbourne's earlier this season. Yeah, that's a pretty good season, the fixture to start the season. I'm going Brayshaw for now. Day, Oliver, Cheryl, Ashcroft, all locked in my side. Actually, no, not Ashcroft, but these three locked in my side. Day's going to be nuts, apart from the tags, but I think he can still start to break through and develop a better tag game. Oliver, he's going to be nuts. Just based off his practice match, he went insane, and that's all I have to see from Oliver. He kicked 28 and 3 goals. So I think he's going to go up by 100k at minimum. So he's someone you got to have, Oliver. Chera is another absolute super pod. Carlton have an extremely easy fixture to start the season, and he's been to Qatar, had a full preseason, hasn't missed a training session, exploded, had 108 in like nearly a half in the practice match. He's going to go absolutely nuts, Chera. Count him in for a big season. I think he could even average like he's another one of my weapons. I think he could average like 105 to 110 for the whole season, and maybe like 110 to 115 in the first 8 or so rounds. He's going to be a super pick. I've got Cher in my team. Ashcroft, really, really confident on this guy, but the way Callahan played, if I miss out on a couple of big scores or a big score in round 1 from him just because I didn't pick him to start off, I'm going to be very pissed off. So I'm still deciding whether I go Callahan or him, but I'm probably going to stick with Ashcroft. Sardis, Nevitt, Kako, Camporelli, Boxall, all good rookies. Think they're going to be doing well. Kako, a lot of people, like a lot of professionals don't have this guy, but he's 62% owned by the whole competition, so he is highly owned. But he's got an average sort of role as a small forward, but I just feel like he's a super talented player, and you could just lock him in for a 60 plus average for the season. So yeah, I think he'll be a fine cash cow, Isaac Kako, and if he goes nuts and he's 60% owned, you're fucked. Cause that's something I learned from last year. If you miss out on the right cash gen, like if everyone has someone that's just exploding cash gen wise, and you don't have them, and you've got like some other dude that's just made like 100k less or something, and you're fucked. Yeah, it doesn't look like it'll have that much an effect, but it seriously had an effect on me last season. So I'm gonna try and stitch that up, make sure I get all the right rookies this season. Decam and DeConing, already spoken on Decam, so I don't have to say much there, but love him as a pick. He's another pod. DeConing, not much has to be said about him. If he's playing Soul Ruck, he's a lock. Even for the first 5 games, I feel like he could score 150 every single week, so book him in for a big start to the season. DeConing, Boyd, whatever, everyone has him. I don't care. Play or don't play, don't really care. Horn Francis and Rankin, 2 guys are very like Horn Francis have been solid on the whole preseason, so I won't speak on him too much. Yeah, and Port have a relatively easy fixture, I think. Let's check what they have. Yeah, they have a very good fixture to start the season. So, and no Butters, so he's going to be getting more midfield too, and potentially no Rosé, given that he had that foot issue at training, so he could be the number 1 guy in that midfield. So, yeah, very heavy on Horn Francis. Rankin, I'm huge on as well. Actually, I'm not massive on Rankin, but given that he had the most CBAs out of anyone in his practice match, I think he could be a lock. And even if he does play forward and say has another 96 to 100 average, you might just have to still keep him because, like, what better options are you going to get in the forward line? Like, I think the forward line is going to be much better this season than it was last season, but I still think a 95 plus average in the forward line should be a keeper. Cray, he's booked in for a massive season. Everyone has him, so I don't have to talk about him too much, but man, he's going to have a fucking huge season. He could be an all-Australian smoky. He could get back to that super form. Sanders, this is someone that lots of people have, like, dropped off of, and was just like, oh, no, I feel like it's a bit of, like, what's the word? A bit of a bad taste in their mouth from last season, how he was treated badly by Bevo and all that. But you just think, no Bont, no Richards, no Treloar for potentially the first 3 to 5 rounds of the season. Sanders will probably, him and Liberatore will live in that midfield and be the main guys. So I don't see where this pick could go wrong that much. Like, I could lock him in for a 90 average, I reckon, for the first 5 rounds or so, and he'll go up maybe 450k. So go up to 450k. So I think Sanders still a lock. Daniel's a lock. Don't have to speak about him that much. Half back at North Melbourne, main distributor. That's all you have to say. Davidson, Stone, and Hall, all good rookies, and I think it'll explode. Ashcroft as a flex. Just think it'll be the highest scoring rookie out of the bunch that I have. Had O'Driscoll there, and really do want O'Driscoll, but I feel, I could get him. But I feel like Ashcroft is still going to be the better rookie than O'Driscoll, but could see O'Driscoll delivering some very nice cash gens, so I'll still decide between those two. So, but both the Ashcrofts are the positions I'm a bit iffy with, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with my team. That's pretty much all I have to talk about. Let's have a look here if I missed anything. Brent Daniels did get a fair bit of mid-time. That was a bit interesting to see. If he keeps doing that, he could be someone to look into later in the season. Nash I wouldn't really go to. I think that's it. Anything? I think I made a change. Who did I do? Change someone from my team, and maybe I'm just there. I don't know. Let's just end the video there. That's my final team review and the what's it called? Fuck it. Opening round 0, whatever you want to call it, review. And this is my team for the season, so I'm looking pretty set. I'm looking pretty ready, and I think I'm in for a big one. This is the most confident I felt in a starting team in SuperCoach in all my years of playing. So I think I'll start pretty well, hopefully. Don't want to jinx myself though. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.